William Sylvanus here, continuing our series of videos about the language that divides us. Many words used in politics have a different meaning than their original English meaning, a different meaning than the implied meaning held in the minds of many of we the people. When this happens, the word divides us, and one such word is mandate, and especially the term political mandate. It is a common thing for an elected representative or an official to say, the people have given us a mandate to rule. Well, they may not use the word rule, but that is what they mean. For instance, after the 2020 elections, the Democrats have claimed their win is a mandate to enact their political agenda. Now, I'm not defaulting the Democrats for saying anything, or am I saying anything better about them than about the Republicans? Don't take me wrong. I am simply saying there is a difference between being elected to represent the people and being mandated to enact a political agenda. The two do not logically equate. So let's look at the dictionary meaning of mandate. First, as a noun. Number one, an official order or commission to do something. Similar words under meaning one are instruction, directive, direction, decree, command, order, injunction, edict, charge, or commission to do something. Number two, the authority to carry out a policy or course of action regarded as given by the electorate to a candidate or party that is victorious in an election. I'm sure you didn't miss that phrase there. Regarded as given by the electorate, that's us folks, to a candidate or party that is victorious in an election. The verb form of mandate simply means give authority to act in a certain way. So let's look at this political meaning. The authority to carry out a policy or course of action regarded as given by the electorate to a candidate or a party that is victorious in an election. Let's examine if winning an election really means receiving an official order or commission, authority to do something more than serve as a representative of we the people. Do our current elections really provide a mandate or authority to carry out a candidate's or political party's agenda? We're going to use the statistics from the 2020 election to help illustrate this point. Now, don't worry. This is not about who won or is rightful president. That's another fight that just shows how manipulated we've become by media and various political leaders. This examination is about when a mandate is not a mandate. When a mandate is not a mandate, despite how the definition is used by the political establishment. The 2020 election saw the highest percentage of eligible voters turn out in recent history, and that was awesome. But does that high turnout translate into a mandate or a commission to enact the winning party's agenda? Let's look at the numbers. The US population in 2020 was 331,449,281 people. 240,300,000 is the number of people that were considered eligible to vote. 159.8 million eligible voters voted. 159.8 million eligible voters voted. That's 66.5% of the eligible voters. 80 million voted Democrat. Oh, but wait a minute. $240 million eligible, 80 million voted Democrat. That's only 33% of eligible voters. Does 33% sound like a commission to rule? Now again, 33% of the people voted for Democrat to represent we the people. It wouldn't matter if it had been 33% of the people voted for Republican to represent we the people. The question is, does that equate to we the people mandating that one party enact its political agenda? It would be saying the same thing if some third party had 80 million people who voted for it. And yes, this is my way of awkwardly admitting there is this huge controversy over who won. But I want you to remember, as the 5%, we do not take part in that conflict. As private individuals, we might, but as the group called the 5%, the gathering of people called the 5%, we do not take part in that conflict. We simply stand for ending such political wars by changing our political conversation, our political expectations to one of cooperation, dialogue, respect, and problem solving. And this conflict, if anything, says we do need some bipartisan problem solving. If 33%, 1/3 of the people vote for one party to represent we the people, does that equal we the people mandating that one party enact its political agenda? No, that does not even sound logical. It is simply not representative to me. A 33% win says nothing about whether a simple majority of people living in this country support a one-party agenda. Remember, 6.5% of the people in the United States are not citizens, non-citizens, and thus ineligible to vote. And another 22.3% of the people in the United States are under age 18 and thus not eligible to vote. That's 28.8% of the people in the United States who are not represented in the vote count. They're here. Did they simply not become humans when we declare an electoral mandate? By the way, that 33% equals only 24% of America's population. Does 24% of the people really speak for the other 76%? I think you get where I'm going. But the reality is even more dismal when we ask what percentage of people voted against the other candidate, but not really for the winner. In modern elections, many people vote for a candidate they do not support. I know that sounds crazy, but in modern elections, it has become clear that many people vote for a candidate they do not support. For many people, voting for the lesser of two evils should not be counted or seen as voting for the other evil. The choice comes down to voting for someone or some party agenda you do not want, or not voting at all. So they vote because they do not want the greater evil to win. It is not a vote of support. It is a vote because they do not want the greater evil to win. Kind of sad. So if we subtract that number of votes from the winner's total, the winner's percentage, the American vote is even less a commission to enact anyone's agenda. But for the politicians, a political mandate is defined as the authority to carry out a policy or course of action agenda regarded as given by the electorate to a candidate or party that is victorious in an election. That is not even a logical definition. A victory by one vote may give a candidate or party the ability to carry out a policy or course of action. It may convey an electoral majority, but it does not bestow the status of representing the majority of the citizens in a republic. Operating by this definition of political mandate is a fraud when used as an excuse to enact a one-sided agenda. An electoral mandate is the authority granted by a constituency to act as its representative. It is a mandate to participate in a representational process of dialogue, cooperation, compromise, and problem solving. Again, the authority to carry out a policy or course of action regarded as given by the electorate to a candidate or party that is victorious in an election is a modern myth. And that modern myth has made the word mandate a term that divides us.